Wrapped in a Jewish prayer shawl, Richard Lakin was laid to rest. His son, once again, losing a loved one. Lakin was on a public bus on his way home from the doctor's office when police say 2 Palestinians boarded and attacked, killing 2 Israelis immediately. Lakin, shot in the head, stabbed in the stomach, was rushed to the hospital.
It was just a horror. I think, the first feeling is just shock. The first 2 or 3 days, I just sat next to his bed all day long, and I didn't even process what was going on.
A cruel fate for a man who spent his life teaching tolerance.
He believed if you smile at someone, they'll smile back. If you respect someone, they'll respect you back.
As a Boston University student, he joined the Freedom Riders to America's Deep South, and his son says marched with Martin Luther King Jr.
In 1968, I became Hopewell's 3rd principal.
Later, as a school principal in Connecticut, he welcomed the first black students to his school. And after moving his family to Jerusalem, he taught English to classes with Jews, Christians, and Muslims. On his Facebook page the day he died, the word coexist. Micah Avni shows me letters of sympathy pouring in, many from students he taught decades ago. This one is from the first black student at his old elementary school.
Mr. Lakin was always a smiling face, a word of encouragement, a pat on the back.
At the hospital, doctors placed Lakin in a medically induced coma as they struggled to save his life. Lakin unaware of a visit by UN Secretary General Ban Ki-moon, but he never recovered and died 2 weeks later. It wasn't the first time terror has taken someone close to Avni.
Danny and his family moved here about a week before us. We instantly became very, very close friends and were until the day he was murdered.
Danny is Daniel Levine, his name inscribed on the 9/11 memorial outside Jerusalem. Levine was a passenger on American Airlines Flight 11 that crashed into the Twin Towers. A former Israeli military officer, the 9/11 Commission report says he may have made an attempt to stop the hijackers when he was stabbed and killed, making him one of the first victims of 9/11.
They were both taken by terror who, for whatever interests they were trying to promote, whatever ideals they were trying to forward, they did it by sheer brutal violence.
Despite losing a father and a friend to terror, Avni maintains his belief in the tolerance he learned from his father.
It seems to me that you have more reason than almost anyone out there to be angry, and yet you don't seem angry.
I don't think there's anything productive that can come out of anger. My father always taught me to look for the positive in people.
With tensions high across the region, anger, Avni says, is a choice, one taken far too often. Remarkable from someone who chooses peace despite his pain.